Hello, I'm Pam Carruthers of HealingStars.com, and this is the total lunar eclipse, 26th of May at 12:13 a.m. British summertime. And I have set it for the UK, so there's the moon down here right at the bottom of the chart, which means basically we don't get to see it in the UK. If you're in the States, yes, people have seen it. And a full moon eclipse is a powerful statement, but it only lasts the energy for a month. The solar eclipse, which is coming up in a couple of weeks' time, the new moon, that energy lasts for 6 months. So there's a big difference. Now, at this eclipse, the moon's in Sagittarius, and then opposite the sun in Gemini. And the node is right clashing. That's the eclipse energy. The south node and the north node are currently in Gemini and Sagittarius. They take a year and a half to go through a sign, or two signs, it's an axis, and basically they go backwards through the zodiac. We have also, if you notice the node at 11 degrees, I spoke about this last time, Chiron is also at 11 degrees. So wounds are coming up. Elements are very important. And if you look at that chart, fire, earth, air, water, strong earth, strong air, but what we call the modes of the moon, nodes are action orientated, very strong mutable. Now what that means is air mutable is Mercury's sign of Gemini. And we're just about to have Mercury go retrograde in Gemini. That will occur on the 29th. So basically, when Mercury goes retrograde, it's not a good time to buy a house or sign a contract because things are in flux, especially because Mercury is in Gemini as well. It's his own sign, no worries there. However, caution, I would advise caution. If you notice also Mercury next to Venus, very nice, we have a red stressful angle to Neptune. And Neptune is all about scandal, it's about a fog, you can't see things clearly. You could get conned, for instance. You could be persuaded against your will, your sense of sensibility, common sense, to sign a contract which actually you might regret later. So I would hold off, basically, until we have Mercury moving forward again, and its retrograde is always about 3 weeks. So if you can, that's my advice to you. Now, basically, it will go direct on June the 22nd. Interesting, just after the summer solstice. So this is a month, June, of unpredictability. We also have a very stressful aspect. Mars is now in Cancer. It will be moving, and that will be much better when it moves into Leo. But notice that dotted red line to the moon. That is a stressful energy. It's temporary because the Mars is moving fairly fast, as is the moon. But this is a time to go within, to trust your instinct, put on your wise hat, dare I say, which in this case is Saturn, in a good relationship to Chiron, it is, but also this ongoing tension. Can you see Saturn and Uranus? It's the theme of the year. Saturn is tradition, Uranus is the future and innovation and anything that is new. So the old Saturn versus the new Uranus. And that is not an easy combination, as you might imagine. Pluto, down here in Capricorn, is now retrograde, as Saturn is also retrograde. Notice that. Planets, they all go retrograde apart from the Sun, the Moon. Venus every 18 months, and Mars roughly every 2 years. That in itself is not that important. More important is what's going on in the world, that reflects always what I believe, what is going on with the stars or the planets, really. So today in the UK, Dominic Cummings, former advisor to the Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, gave some very compelling and very damaging statements to the House of Commons. That is very much an emotional lunar eclipse type energy. Pluto is also to do with revenge. People are saying it's about revenge. And then we've got a lot in the news here in the UK about healing, Chiron. Prince Harry's leading the way in Oprah Winfrey. So there's a lot of openness, especially healing is the masculine shedding tears. And I believe, I haven't seen it, Keir Starmer also shed a few tears today because he was being interviewed and he was talking about his mother who was chronically ill. So opening the heart is a Neptune process. Jupiter, I haven't mentioned Jupiter, is now also in its own sign of Pisces. Temporarily, it won't stay there for long, but it's a glimmer of hope, trust, heart-centered oneness, that we are all one. We are all breathing the same air, but also to recognize that we do have different values. There's a lot of judgment going around in the press at the moment on Prince Harry, what people think of him, etc., etc. And it's really important, I believe, not to get caught in judgment. It's almost impossible, what is right, what is wrong. But I do like the phrase, would you rather be right or happy? And so the happiness factor is emotion, is the moon, but it's also Venus. And Venus will also, you see there's Venus, and Mercury will go back over Venus, and Venus is moving forward, will be moving into Cancer, the sign of the family. Mars will move into Leo. Things are going to be changing throughout June. And watch this space for the solar eclipse, far more important, that's coming up in 2 weeks' time. So thank you for watching. I'm Pam Carruthers of HealingStars.com.